message for today is if. I really don't like what if, because it seems like it's one of those dumb things that, well, what if I died first, and would you sell on golf clubs or things, just dumb things, and you can get in all kinds of trouble with what if. But if's a little bit different. If it hadn't been for the things that I've gone through, I wouldn't be able to share anything or help anybody without personally experiencing this. I would just be talking in the wind, but where I have actually experienced this, I'm able to speak with authority. And I'd like to share one of the first things that helped me along my road to not being an invalid. In '07, my wife and I went down to Yuma, Arizona for the winter at the suggestion of my doctor, Dr. Gary Goucher. And he said I would do much better down there with drier air and lower altitude, which would give you thicker air, more oxygen content, and there were just fewer things to give me pneumonia and other things. So anyhow, plus a bonus of having comfort and a pleasant place to be in the winter. So anyhow, my wife developed a little type of cough, and that turned into upper respiratory flu, whatever, I don't know what. With me, flu turns into pneumonia real fast. So anyway, I was reading one day, and I found about a supplement called Serrapeptase. And the story went that this fellow in England went into a pharmacy. He was on oxygen and could hardly breathe, and I believe he was on a walker as well. Well, anyway, he went into the pharmacy and he bought some Serrapeptase, Serrapeptase, from the pharmacist, and like several months later, the guy was back in and he said, "You remember me?" And the pharmacist said, "No." Well, I was in here, I was wearing oxygen, and he said, "Since I've been taking this Serrapeptase," he says, "I don't have to have oxygen anymore. I'm doing so much better." So I thought, wow, I've got a serious problem with oxygen deficiency, so maybe that's something I should try. Well, being the cheapskate that I am, I searched the internet, found the least expensive product I could find, and I took it, and I was so happy to find it. I expected to see really great results. So anyway, I stay in touch with people back in Utah, and a friend back in Utah bought some based on the story that I told him about, told him where to read about it. So, and he had the same thing, the same old nasty little cough. So anyhow, I bought it, and I took it, and nothing happened to me or my wife. I called my friend. I says, "Is that working for you?" He says, "Oh yeah." He says, "Just overnight it was gone." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." I says, "Where'd you buy it?" And he said, XYZ supply, whatever it was. I says, "How many units was in there per capsule?" And he said, 40,000. I said, "Oh, okay." So anyway, I looked and mine was 20,000. We doubled the dose, 24 hours, cough gone. Well, continued to take Serrapeptase. I have done ever since. But at that time, when I went down there, I was on hospice, and I'd had a half a lung removed. I had severe COPD anyway, so that left me on just enough lung capacity to barely sustain life. It's about enough to sit in a chair and feed myself. So anyhow, my oxygen levels were so low, I was on a lot of oxygen. So when I got back to Utah, I had to transfer office hospice in Arizona back to hospice in Utah. Well, that was fine, except every year they have to do an evaluation to see if you qualify. I mean, I don't know if it's every year, every 6 months, but whatever it is, you have to re-qualify. Well, I got kicked off hospice because I'd done too well. Before I went down there, they had me take my oxygen off for several minutes, and I dropped down to like 72. And after Arizona and exercise and Serrapeptase and different things, mostly that, there's no other new medications or anything. I came back, they gave me the same test, and I was at like low to mid 80s, which gets you off hospice. You got a chance at that point. That's with no oxygen. I found out I could even hold about 92 with deep, slow breathing, really labored, really working at it like that. So if I run out, here I could even survive for a while till I get some oxygen if I do that. So anyway, if any of you have respiratory issues, sinus infections, even pain, it's a great pain medication, and it doesn't, I shouldn't say medication, it's not a medicine, pain treatment. It's got no side effects like Tylenol kills your liver, and aspirin, really tough on your stomach. Serrapeptase does none of that. It eats up dead tissues. It ate up the dead tissues in my lung. If you've had surgery, it helps you recover from surgery because it eats the things that cause inflammation. It will open up clogged up arteries. It does so many things, it's just totally amazing. For pain, ankle, let's say you sprained an ankle, you will recover in twice as fast with half the pain. So this stuff really works, but I would highly recommend it. And I have since learned that you can take a whole lot more than what I originally thought. So the worse your condition, I'd say in my case, the worse the condition, the more you need. So I now take like 120,000 units twice a day, and it seems to do even more for me with back pain or joint pain or any of those kind of pains we get when we get over to the other side of 70. So anyhow, I hope this helps some of you, and if I had not gone through that experience, I wouldn't know anything about Serrapeptase. I wouldn't receive the good results that I've received, and I wouldn't be able to share this with you. And I know there are so many people out there who have similar problems or different but issues that Serrapeptase would be excellent for. So with that, I'm going to say, Steve out.